Energy vampires may seem like some mythical hocus pocus BS, but they're out here. Many of us have encountered them, recognized them, and averted them, and many all over the world are being subverted to these types of people. And it's so sly and cunning because you always want to think the best of people. That's kind of how society is programmed. You want to think the best for this person. And we also learn, and I've learned through my multiple dealings and escapes from energy vampires. And I wanted to share, some of the things in the video. And I've noticed that with my dealings with energy vampires is that they play different tactics. And more often than not, an energy vampire, they come and be the exact thing that you were longing for. So, for example, I had someone that was a friend, showed up at a time where I really needed a road dog, where I really needed somebody, partner to run the streets with, showed up as that cool friend, started to confide in me, a lot of, personal things, which initially allowed me to take that bait. And what I mean is take the bait is that when someone opens up to you and tells things that are allegedly personal or things that they normally wouldn't tell other people, it makes you open up to them. It breaks down the walls that we have versus we meet someone out on the street versus someone coming and telling us something that's vulnerable about them, whether it's true or not. Half the time they're serving you some BS, which I'm fixing to get into. But we want to lend the helping hand, and especially if this person has become a friend. So I found myself in many interactions over the past with energy vampires where it was just that I was a person that they would come to when everything in the world then torn down around them. I come, listen to their BS, let them tell their version of the story because energy vampires, and as I'm telling you things, you start to hear some of the things you may notice, some of the things you've experienced or are experiencing. So they tell you their version of the story of how they've become down and out and how and then you want to say, oh, they just shared their deepest secrets with me. I'm going to share some of my vulnerabilities with them because we don't want to make anyone feel bad. Oh yeah, girl, don't worry about it. I didn't went home with somebody I didn't know who I woke up with the next morning either too. You see what I'm saying? So they'll run, and the energy vampires use they play a lot of mental games. And that's one of the games that initially gets you in the gate is that they show up, whatever it is, and that can be the perfect boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, lover, business partner, friend, confidant, co-worker, whatever. It can happen anywhere. Energy vampires don't have color, ethnicity, gender. It can be anyone. Yeah, and that's what they showed up for me, the perfect friend. And I was like, wow. And then they started confiding in me. So which I was like, oh, we not just hang out friends, this person is now, telling me some of the deepest and darkest things that they have going on in their life. And it kind of like, hey, let me put my guard down. Well, they tell a lot of the things that the energy vampire is going to tell you. A lot of those things are going to be situations where they've been wronged. And if we really peel back the layer of what's really going on in those situations, 9 times out of 10, I found out with a lot of them, it was their damn fault. But they going to tell it as if they were wronged. And they have to always be the person that's being wrong. You know how some people say, okay, yeah, I get it. We get screwed over in life. That's life. I've been screwed over a few times, but sometimes some shit has been my fault. I can be real enough to say it. Okay, Kyle, this was the outcome and you don't like this, but you could have kept your damn mouth shut. Some of y'all, you could have kept your hands to yourself. But this is the outcome. And if you can be real enough about yourself to say that, then you'll say, okay, well, some stuff, you know, happens to us of misfortune, but sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. That's real life. But the energy vampire gonna tell it is that they're at odds. They're telling you they're at odds because they always need someone to feel sorry for them. Most of their conversations, a lot of shit they do revolves around somebody feeling sorry for them. Oh my gosh, look at how this person's just so wrong, because some of the people that I came across that were energy vampire, they told these sad stories, and they told sad story after sad story after sad story. Like my grandmother used to say, they telling shit, they ain't got nothing but a damn sharecropper story. All they kept saying this stuff over and over and over, and you like, damn, the world. I felt like the world was beating down on this person. And what does that do? That slides you into the next stage with these energy vampires. I'm going to give you an example. If you saw someone kicking a dog, you saw another person walk up and start kicking that same dog, then another one, you got a gang of people around it. Anybody in their heart, whether you take action or not, you're going to want to help. And that's where the energy vampire usually moves the victim. What we have to realize is that most energy vampires, the jolt that they give on people is through a systematic process that I'm sharing, through experience. But it's through a cycling process that now they move you into the next stage where you've let down a lot of walls because they confided in you. They showed up as the ideal thing. You will fill in the blank that you were looking for. They sit back and watch and know, and like, oh, they know who need a friend. And like my grandmother would always say, a monkey know which tree to climb. They know, most of them know where they can kind of play at and where they can't play at. And I'll later on give you some things that I did, as I got the game, as I got brought up on game and wisdom on this, um, how these folks operate, and how now going forward I recognize them so quick and stop them in their tracks. But you got to get played a little bit. They're like, how you know game? How do you know game? Because you play the game. If you ain't playing the game, you ain't learning no game. So I was I was sitting back, and I got moved into this next stage where I'm like, wow, the world's just beating this person up. I want to step in and be the good Samaritan. I got a good heart for helping people. I want to step in. What can I do? And you know what? And if some of them are good, they're like, oh, no, I couldn't ask you to do nothing. Oh, this was your plan all along. Y'all don't sit and realize and don't think I'm crazy. There are people out here that go out and do this for life. This is a career like a flight attendant. You're an energy vampire. And you want to step in and help. And it starts with small things at first. Oh, you mind giving me a ride? Sure. No, you ain't going to ask them for gas because they didn't told you about their financial worries. They knew that in the first place. Oh, I'm trying to get $60. And what happens, I help many energy vampires. What happens when you feed them? When they get full, they take off on your behind. Like like Vito Corleone said in The Godfather. It was at one point you didn't need a friend like me. You know, you didn't need anyone like me, and they will quickly, when they get fed, kick your behind to the curve, on to the next. You know, Let that shit on to the next one. Ain't that what Jay-Z said? Hit that drum roll. Doot, doot, doot. Thanks for the feeding. Super good. I'm great. My confidence is built. I paid that bill. I got a few extra dollars in my pocket. I got that cosign on my car. I'm out. And that's how it usually works. And I didn't learn game. And most people usually don't learn the lesson till you get hurt so many times, because you be like, man, I help these people, man. And I see people get up and rise up and go start stunting over me, which I'm glad. But, oh, you don't even hear from them no more. That's what the vampire does, because you serve your purpose of being fed. your purpose of being fed, being food, they got you. And a lot of them, when they dry up and some of their sources dry up, they go back to old people that they used to have a feeding frenzy on. And I eventually was like started getting, hurt so much. I'm gonna be honest. Like, people you thought was your friends or people you thought you was with, and they was just there. You was just serving a purpose, a mundane purpose, and you thought it was, oh, that's my road dog, that's my bro. And people out here think, oh, that's my bro, that's my sis, all this shit that they saying out here now. And these folks really ain't that. So a good book I can suggest, but I'm gonna give you just the core things if continuously out in this video. If you think all of what I'm talking about is BS, if you want to research deeper into the intricacies, because there's been books and knowledge out here, psychic self-defense, I think you can get it for under 15 bucks. I might tag it in this video. I'll probably tag the product in this video so that you can just click right there and get it. Psychic self-defense will walk you through this. And I'm gonna tell you, when I think that book came to me right at the time when I was intertwined with a psychic vampire, energy vampire, and I read it and I saw all the signs there and in past people that I dealt with. And y'all sit here and heard me rant and shoot my thoughts out and share my experience and things about energy vampires, and you're like, well, what the hell does that have to do with now? How's that applicable? Because I don't want to be a person that just blurts out a lot of facts and cool sayings and ain't got a damn plan of action for myself or nobody. What you do, and this is a double piece. This is a 2-for-1 special with this. I'm serving you up the Van Neely Vlogs 2-for-1 special, and the 2-for-1 special is that this is a method to test, see if someone is possibly an energy vampire, and to actually cut an energy vampire off. You cut the source. Tell them no, just one time, and sit back and watch the reaction. Watch the interaction. You see, some of the vampires I came across and how I found out they was vampires is, and it depends on how hungry they is. They ain't been fed in a minute. Fangs might come out. They were told no one time. Hey, I can't help you. Went ballistic. You start to hear what people really think about you when you tell them no. Just once. Just once. And some people say, no, so okay, I understand. Because that's what real people do. That's what real friends freaking do. My friends can't help me all the time. I can't help my friends all the time. That's life. And I don't want to get into a personal situation I experienced in the last couple months with a old friend, reaching out to me for money, and I'm watching you take trip after trip. And here I am trying to make it to payday. And then when I don't provide you the response, which is the offering of money, you can't talk to me. Oh, okay. Some vampires know they vampires, and some don't. Some are knowingly doing this, and they got a whole damn roster of folks. Some unknowingly do this, but operate in this way because they've been doing it for so long. They just like, this is just what I do to get by. No ill intention. It's just what they're doing. You can still cut either or off. Cut the source. Tell these folks no. Stop supplying the source. Look at your situations, past and current. If you're the one that's providing the bulk of the experience, you're being zapped. I was having people, I would listen to their stories, listen to their problems, build them back up. They leave, pop out of my place, energized, pop out of my presence, energized. I'm damn tired, getting sick. Ooh, why my leg hurting all of a sudden? My leg ain't been hurting like this. Damn, my leg messing up. They've been zapped. A lot of us are being zapped right now. Different areas, and it don't just be close. A lot of person, places, and things are zapped or have that vampire energy. But we're talking about the folks right now. Cut the source. Let them get mad. Some of them will try to, oh, okay, and come back and nibble back. Nah, I tell you, we closing at 9. The shop is closed. You know, and I've, as it didn't mean that me figuring out how to cut them off and telling them no ended everything for me. It absolutely didn't. They still show up to this day. I'm in the presence of vampires. As I go out, I sense, oh, I see people that have that predatory energy. Yeah, but the handling is different. I don't provide them food. Stop being food for these folks. I'm serious. Stop being food. Stop giving them your energy when you having a good day and they call you on the phone and dragging you consistently. It happens every now and then. Everybody has a bad day. Everybody has a rough day. But when they're consistently doing that, boy, oh boy, they're zapping you. You know, they trick you in. You start feeling sorry for them. Oh, I got your drinks. Oh, I got your dinner. Hey, you want to go here? Ooh, I sure would like to go, but I ain't got no money. Y'all know. I'm just telling you, like, you know, you, like I say, I mean, you don't learn game until you play the game. You don't learn game. You don't learn it. You know, you got to learn that game, boy. Because these energy vampires are out here. Whether you want to believe it or not, whether you, maybe something I said is triggered, but if you want to make a change and you want to turn in the blade like I did, write it down or sit down. Reflect on the people you have around you and look at, like, is this a weighted interaction? I'm listening to all of their problems. That's what your boy is doing. And I couldn't get nobody. I can't reach nobody. You've been forwarded to voicemail. I'm covering the drinks, but because other folks waiting to get to payday, you're trying to help the folks out. But hell, when I'm trying to make it to payday, I can't even get a dollar shot. Oh, country folks don't know about that. The bootleg house, the dollar shot. That's some. I guess I'm turning into an OG. But what y'all know about the dollar shot? Yeah, boy, that's old school there. You know, I got this knowledge because I got hurt. A lot of people I helped out and did things, and when they got up on their feet and everything got rocking for them, like you know, Don Corleone says, you didn't need a friend like me. You know, there wasn't, you know, a guy like me didn't hold form or shape in your circle. You become an unknown, and I was like, okay, I'm getting zapped. I don't want to get zapped no more. Cut the source. If you recognize some of these signs, and even if you go get that book, Psychic Self-Defense, but if you recognize some of these signs and shit seems a little uneven, you need to test it. I'm not just saying just go out here slicing folks. You know, Blade had on them goggles. He could see who was what. We don't want no misfires. What we want to do is tell those people no one time. Just once. I keep saying it. Just once. And you can figure out what's going wrong. You can figure out why you never last for very long. I'm quoting the song, y'all, and being funny. But check it out. You tell them no, they go ballistic. I had folks go ballistic, cuss me out for just telling them no just once. Because you're cutting when you're doing that shit, you're cutting the food source. And when you cut a vampire's food source, they start like in the movies, they start to get testy. They start to get angry. And other points where for me I wanted to get my get back, you know, got played out of, spending money, wasting time listening to folks sob story that really wasn't a sob story. It was a story where, most of the time I was finding out some of the shit was this. These vampires, these energy vampires, these folks was telling stories like they had been wrong, but really they wronged the person. Some of them you could uncover. You're like, this week on Unsolved Mysteries, why is everyone picking on this person? And yeah, because they're playing you. That's a psychological tactic, getting somebody to feel sorry for you. It goes down to, you know, you feel sympathy when you see the person on the corner shaking the tin can. You know, you feel sympathy. I look in my car when I see that at the stop sign. Here's some change. I don't really carry cash, but I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, it's not much, but I got some, something left over here, and it makes you want to do. And they have multiple victims, multiple, multiple. It's no shape or form, but I would advise you if you want to save time, if these people you think are your friends, you talking about, that's my bro and my sister, that's my friend. No, that's a damn vampire. It's a vampire in some of y'all's midst. This message is not for everyone, but some folks out here, you got an energy vampire in your midst. A lot of folks have had them in your midst. I know that some of the things that I talk about, the titles, people are like, what the hell is this guy talking about? But these are real things that are coming through experience. I know the name sounds spooky, but this, you can title it whatever name that you want. Take it from a person that was been manipulated, used, and played at various times over my life. I'm not, most guys won't be vulnerable because, the guys, you got to be the player, you got to be the one in control. I've been played. I'm okay with being that vulnerable. I've been played and laid and filleted sometime. But that's life. I was able to, we if you're resilient, I am resilient, so I can remain the course and put myself back together and keep moving. But I wanted to start sharing things like this because this is some shit that ain't going away. And I see people now, because I've become more aware of it, see people now out here getting taken advantage of this right now. Good people. Because energy vampires, they love to attach to good people. Like I said, they know who needs a friend. They know who needs a boyfriend, a lover, a friend. They know exactly who what you've been longing for. They know that. And they provide that to you. You gotta, when you find out, you gotta hint that this is a person, cut the source. It's really simple. Snip the source. Hey, you was feeding off of me financially, the bank is closed. I've told some people straight up to their face, later on, like, hey, I get straight to the point. When I see that you giving off energy, vampire energy around me, hey, I can't loan you no money. You can't borrow this. I can't do that. But if you're down for this, I am down for this, this, and this. And if you down for it, cool. I can rock with you on that, and I can be consistent about it. But this other shit, nope. Some of them zip off, cool. Zip to another victim. Won't be happening here. I have been drained and replenished myself many times. It's getting old. These energy vampires out here, they bold. Y'all allowing these people to fluctuate and balance off of your energy, feed, power themselves up, go get cars, houses, businesses, heal themselves off of you. You sick, they came sick, they left well, now you're sick. You always tired. Now your money acting funny. You ain't never hear that. That's a whole nother video. Be careful about who you bringing up in your damn house. So I'm from the country. We ain't do that. And I'm not gonna go into that topic. I think that needs to be a whole nother video in itself. But look at this shit for a change. Watch these folks. These energy vampires is real. They out here in these streets, legitimately out in these streets, and they're reigning supreme in these streets. And I'm not preaching a message of, oh, we got to take them out of stuff. I'm just saying, if you got the message, don't let them play you, and send it to your folks. This works for anybody, especially, I'm 38, but like me working around a lot of juveniles, this is great for them, because y'all, that's the time when you want acceptance. This is a lesson they can learn early on, because a lot of younger people find out, oh, your friends betraying you and having serious things happen. One-sided situations. Look at them now. Look at what you're getting and look at what you're providing, and be real about it, and do a test. Do a test. Just, oh no, I can't do it. Whatever you've been to support or supply for, cut just one meal. Most vampires can't go past one meal until they start acting antsy. You see them in the movies. Oh, I need blood. I need $40. I'm crazy, y'all. Y'all $40, whatever it is. Cut that. Say no to that $40 one time. That's all you got to do. Say no to it just one time. That's all you got to do. I've enjoyed being able to share with you all in this new way that I've been able to vibe with, sharing my personal thoughts on how I feel about things, and also being able to like intertwine some of the experiences that I've had. I'm still, and I always go to this as I, culminate, is like, what a great opportunity. Just what a great opportunity to be able to be in a day and time where I can do this, you know, that this is a possible, feasible thing for me to do, and to share my thoughts and do it. And I really appreciate everyone that's been rocking with me, and that is and will be, and is watching the videos. And I hope that you're getting something from it. I'm not preaching at you or telling you what you should do. I'm sharing an experience and experiences through these vlogs, and maybe how I'm handling it or have handled it, or what my goal is. I'm not perfect, but I am striving to better myself, as all of us should be. I will see you all on the next time we hang out. Subscribe to the channel. Go check out some of my other videos. Peace.